Hey, this is Rosa RCG Creations bringing you a new video for the Did You Know series. And bear with me, we're pressure canning some burritos in a jar and some meatloaf, raw packaged meatloaf. And I'm hot, even though it's winter, I'm hot. But anyway, today's video is about, did you know you can store rice in a Pepsi, an old soda bottle? Of course, it's been washed and rinsed and washed and rinsed and washed and rinsed before I used it, just to make sure that it was all nice and clean. And I just store my rice in here. Number one, it's a safe space in my pantry because I have a really small, tiny, narrow pantry. So those big canisters just take up too much space. So I started storing this and pasta, like the elbow macaroni pasta, the torti pasta, all the odd ones that fit easily in and out of the opening. I don't do spaghetti because it's just way too hard to come out because it's such a narrow opening. But just like the baby shells, the baby elbow macaroni, the small ones is what I pour in here. And I just stick one for each jar, and of course because it's clear you can see right through it. But because I'm not much of a cook or a baker, but I'm getting better at it, I went ahead and did directions on one of them of exactly how you make your own pasta so it doesn't get, it's not nice, not mushy, but it's also not hard. But what we're going to do today is, this is a number 10 can, and I get my number 10 cans from all different places, Sam's, grocery store, I buy online. And I wash my containers, my pans, and then I recycle the can whenever I buy items in bulk. Like a big old bag, a 10-pound bag of rice. Sometimes I even buy a 25-pound bag of rice. And then I pour a lot of it here. This is what I use first. And the rest I seal and dry pack in my mason jars. But, and because this is just a plastic lid, this doesn't have a really long shelf life. Okay, and neither does this, but this will probably last us maybe 4 months. And then I just refill it again, and then we're good to go. And again, you go by what's best for you. And here's just an old funnel. I went ahead and cut the edge of it off because I wanted to be able to have easy access to it. And it's easy for me to pour. And, oh, I forgot my little scooper. I'll be right back, sorry. It was wet because we had it washing, drying on the dish tray. Okay, so I'm just going to scoop, and I'm just going to do a few, and then you'll know the gist of it. And you see how it just stays in there, and it doesn't get all clumpy, and it doesn't get all stuck. Like if you have those long, narrow, the little long, narrow ones, they get stuck. That's why I cut this one off. This was from the dollar store. It was a set of 4 different sizes, and it's like, eh. I'm only going to be using this. And see, I'm just shaking it so it comes loose. Really easy. And I'm just going to fill this until it's full. And sometimes I like to really shake it. Whoop, I shook a little too much. I'm losing my rice. It's going away. I'm losing it. Okay. And if you wanted to, you could always get like something narrow. And make sure you always use clean, sterilized items. All your utensils, everything that you use, your countertop, everything that you're using, so you don't contaminate any of your food products. Because you don't want to get sick. Nobody wants to get sick. Not fun. And I'm going to go ahead and do the whole thing just for the time's sake so we can show you. That really doesn't take this long. I know a lot of people are busy with the rest of their family, their children, their spouses, and they think a lot of this takes a lot of time, but when you actually stop and think about it, it really doesn't, especially when you go and look at, number one, You save space in your pantry or your storage area, or wherever you have it. And it's got a seal, so it's sealed tight, so you don't have to worry about bugs. And yeah, because it's plastic, rodents could come in there and chew on that. So if you have that issue, no, this won't work. Then use a glass jar. You know, use your old spaghetti jars, your old pickle jars. As long as if you can get the ones that have the little rubber seal on the lid, like the spaghetti and the pickle jars, those will work great because it'll give you more of the seal. It's going to be more airtight, so your food's going to last you a lot longer. Even though this is dry, this has a good, probably, you know, to be honest, I haven't done the research on it, but I'm sure this will last you 2 or 3 years. But you do have to be careful of getting like little weevils, like in flour, anything with flour, the little weevils will grow. And I have heard of sometimes some bugs getting in here into rice and pasta. So I personally don't like to have anything more than a year. Anything over a year, I really double check it for sure before I even try to do any cooking with it or use it in any shape. And of course, have you one of these bottles, one for white rice? Have you one for jasmine rice? Have you one for the Chinese rice? I know there's a different kind of Chinese rice. There's all kinds of rices out there. One for your brown rice. There's one that's got, it's got like a herb something or other. That was really good, but that's kind of a pricey rice. But it's good to have that on hand. And what's nice is you see already how much you have, so you'll know when it's time to restock. And see how I'm going to move my fingers out of the way. And you want to give it a good shake just so it settles. Especially if you have just a little bit left to empty up your container, shake it on anything that you're doing. Pasta, rice, flour, go like this. And that makes everything settle. And then you can get more product in there. And then that way, especially if you're coming really close to the end of your storage container, you can get it all up, and then you can dispose of whatever it is. Like me, I just dispose of the little plastic bags or the box, wherever the original product came from. So I'm coming close to my edge. I'm just patting it down. But I'm going to fill this up all the way to the top. Oh, and it just barely made it. Look at that. That worked out good. Oop, my little alarm's going off. Bear with me 1 second. Alrighty, there we go. That's the end of that. There's take this out. And see how much I have left in there. So it's about right to there, so it's a little bit less than half of this number 10 can. And I always label when I put anything in there so I know how old. So this has been here since March 2019, but it's still good because I always double check it before when I open it, just to make sure there's no little bugs or there's nothing in it, because you just never know. It's better safe to be sorry. And I only lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I only lost 8 little pieces, and I'm okay with that. Thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you in the next video. Don't forget to hit like and share and comment. Take care. Bye-bye.